All right. Number 4. Number 4.
Talking shit.
It's always amazing to see how many times we can talk about shit.
We're actually very full of shit, so we can talk about it a lot.
Yeah, I'm guessing 100 episodes of shit.
Only. Now you're aiming low.
Shit everywhere.
You know, speaking of 100 episodes, I can't remember how many videos we have now, but
I think it's over 100.
We're nearing 200. I'll check quickly.
We're spewing everything out there.
How do you even check?
Your dashboard manager. Video manager. Come on, Levi.
Wait, I saw it! 138.
Ooh. Not bad, not
We're getting
bad.
up there. Yeah.
So, yeah, I guess the big thing that we haven't actually talked about yet is... And that's all we can play without being taken down.
I don't understand.
Probably.
I don't understand the reference.
You get the hell out of here.
What is this in reference to?
I know
I believe it's Star Trek.
Yes, Star Trek. So
Yes,
they're coming out with another Star Trek.
It's true.
That is true.
They're
Yeah.
coming.
No.
I'm coming.
You're coming. I
With another
already
Star Trek.
came.
They're not coming out with the new Star Wars. They came out with the new Star
No,
Wars.
Star Trek.
Star
They're actually
Trek.
coming out with another Star Trek.
Oh,
Yeah,
what
they
did you
actually
just
are. It was Star Wars.
Yeah,
it
it was
was
Star-
actually Star Wars.
You missed the joke.
So what the fuck is going on? I don't understand what's happening anymore.
Me too. I gotta put these over here otherwise. But yeah.
You're just gonna play with them the whole time?
Yeah, pretty much. The Force has awoken, and it has given me a hard-on a couple of times.
Force has awoken, and it's no longer shit because of the prequels.
Well, okay, yeah, let's not say
It's true.
it's all shit, because only the prequels were shit.
I know,
They
but
were
I mean, they were the last thing we had before this.
That is
So they
true.
left it in a state of shit. As far as
Yeah,
makes sense.
it left fans like unsatisfied. It's like
Bad taste in your mouth.
yeah, it's like sucking a dude off and then
There's honestly,
and then it's
It's like sucking dude off it. That's it.
It's-
well, leave a bad taste in your mouth. You know, it's like they need
I
to
don't
drink
know.
more pineapple juice. Or
I don't know
something.
if it's anything like sucking. I wouldn't know that for sure.
I mean, I don't know about you guys. For all I know, it tastes like candy or something.
Candy.
But, Garrett, you are the expert here.
Nah, if they eat too much meat, it tastes like sour candy. No, I don't know. Sour candy. Anyway.
I don't like
Well,
where this
this is-
conversation
this
has
is-
gone at all.
This has derailed remarkably quickly.
Excuse
Nah,
me,
so this
giant
always
direction.
happens. But yeah, really good movie. I don't have any complaints. I know you do. I don't know about Evan.
That was great. I loved it. Do we? Okay,
But all
so
your complaints, Levi, are just
they're invalid.
Okay,
They are
first,
invalid.
first let's
Oh,
get,
oh.
before we break anything down, let's start with the complaints that I have.
Question.
okay.
First.
And I'll
Do we
address
want
all.
the spoiler highlighter
No,
at this point?
I have. Hey,
It's been a month.
yeah, it's been a month.
That's
If you
true.
haven't, if you're watching this and you haven't seen Star Wars,
You're a fucking rookie.
yeah, get out, go watch it right now. I mean, obviously,
In fact,
with a movie like this, a month is enough.
If you haven't watched it, we want you to unsubscribe. Sleep.
Yeah.
Do not watch our stream anymore.
Never come back.
No, but stay subscribed.
No.
Just never come back.
No, just don't even
We
subscribe.
want subscribers.
We don't want your false subscription.
So yeah, we'll say spoilers, but honestly, at this point, if you haven't seen it, go kill yourself.
Okay.
Well,
That's
okay.
a little harsh.
Let me
But
rephrase.
stay
Let me
subscribed after you kill
yeah,
yourself.
let me
Then you'll never
rephrase that.
unsubscribe. It's perfect.
If you're wanting to see Star Wars and don't want spoilers and you haven't seen it yet, I mean,
You're an
come
idiot.
on. If you don't care about like watching it, then whatever.
Don't be an idiot.
Yeah.
That's our advice to you. Advice
All
of the day.
All right, Levi, go with your complaints.
Okay, complaint number 1. She can magically use the Force.
Wait, what?
She magically learns how to use the Force. She's just suddenly able
Yeah, but
to,
here's
do
What-
the whole Jedi mind.
But here's the thing. A, we don't know her past. And B, the thing about the Force, it's mysterious, right? It's always had that kind of mysterious. Nobody really knows how it works.
It's little particles. It's midichlorians.
No, don't. You
No.
shut your goddamn mouth.
See, and that's why they brought that
God.
kind of that mysticism back to the
Mhm.
Force instead of being, oh, it's little microbes in your body or whatever. So they brought that back. So the Force is mysterious. And it probably works in ways to keep things balanced, right?
But even It's
So-
the Skywalkers are like the chosen ones. It took Luke how long to do anything? And even
What do you mean?
when he was hanging upside
What do you
down
mean?
to grab that lightsaber, you remember how hard it was for him? And then suddenly she comes, and she can even grab a lightsaber
Okay,
even farther
okay,
and
but-
beat a
but-
trained Sith.
I think it was a little too hard for him to
Trained.
pick up that
He's not a
lightsaber.
trained
He's still a
Sith.
Sith. He's a Sith in training.
He's sort of a Sith.
He has
that
he has-
term is kind of
his-
like loosely
His
based. now.
training from Luke and from the Supreme Master using the
Did-
Force.
Did
How
he-
does she beat him pulling the lightsaber?
Okay.
That is the one scene that drives me absolutely crazy.
Okay, let's.
Yeah,
I'll
but
get.
that scene
I'll
was
get.
also
I'll get back to that.
fantastic.
But
But
one more
I just want to point out, after like 2 hours of training, Luke could deflect little laser blasts with his shield on.
But that's a far cry from pulling a lightsaber out of the snow, which he
Not
did.
really. That's still using
He had
the
a hard
Force.
time with
Well,
in the
maybe
second movie,
Luke is
and there's
just a-
also a time gap.
Pussy.
I guess. but
No, okay.
It's just,
Also, here's the thing. I don't think she fully pulled the lightsaber out of the snow.
she pulled it away from a more skilled.
I think she
Sith.
pulled it away. I think it kind of like it was kind of helping, but it does seem a little weird that she did pull it away from Kylo Ren,
Plus, because-
especially when he force choked the guy and then
Yeah.
like pulled the guy towards him and like.
And then it also swings right past his face, and he's like, "Whoa, I gotta move out of the way." No, man, if you know the Force, you basically know that thing's coming. He'd be like,
you might have been surprised. Just almost bonked him in the
The
head.
other thing I want to say about that scene is I know what people say it's epic and it's cool, but it's
It
also
is.
super fucking cheesy. It still has Disney written all over it. She's like, like
Yeah, but it gave me chills and a bit of an erection.
Like
That scene. I mean, I like.
it was totally
Okay,
Disney.
I like
though.
Well, it's not like the first movies couldn't be cheesy too. After a
Oh
lot,
yeah, I agree. I agree.
it still felt Star Wars.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Don't get me
And
wrong. I
also-
love the movie,
Mhm.
but and I go
Oh,
over
yeah, yeah.
some of the other like she could use the Force thing. I'm over that. That's kind of more cool. And
No,
she's
no, no.
like, "Whoa, I'm figuring it
You
out."
can't have a moderate opinion. You're our villain now.
Yeah. The one thing though, like, and again, this goes back to like something that we don't know enough about Rey to know what sort of training she might have had. Because
It's-
remember,
It's pretty clear she hasn't had any training.
You also
Of
see
any-
her-
I
when
don't know,
she's a
but then
kid.
why does Kylo Ren get so like? Why does he throw a hissy fit when they're like the droid has escaped on the Millennium Falcon with this help with the traitor and help of a girl, and he's like, "What girl?" And that's when he like chokes the guy and like pulls him, and then he like goes apeshit on that.
I think,
So he knows something about Rey, or do you think he just maybe sensed it?
I think he's mostly just pissed off that he keeps getting beaten by some rookies.
So if
Yeah, but
He's got a bad
the
temper.
fact that he said "what girl."
Can I go into a theory,
Like,
a common
they-
theory I heard that is related to this?
Okay.
So one theory is that Rey, about like who Rey is, what her origins are, is that she is Han's daughter,
No,
second
Rey?
child.
Han
That's
and Leia's, or just
Han and Leia.
no.
Well,
That's-
it can't be Leia's though. It would have to be someone else's. Because otherwise, like Leia's not the type of person to just forget her kids, right? As
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like one of the theories is it has something to do with Kylo Ren, and that's why like
it's Kylo Ren's kid.
no, it's
It doesn't
it's,
make any
the
sense.
theory is that she's his sister, and him as the older sibling knows she exists, but then their parents are hiding her away.
Yeah, but then there would have been a more of an emotional scene with Leia when she saw her again. I think
I don't necessarily know that.
Leia's the mom.
Yeah, it's true. There's like some holes in the theory, but the Han and Leia necessarily racking her, but maybe it's like been so many years that like they didn't even realize, kind of thing.
Maybe. There's another theory that I heard, which I really hope is not where they're going with this, because it feels like such a cheap cop-out to do this, but one theory is that she's Luke's clone.
Clone.
Yeah. And because of a couple things, well, not a couple things, but so in Empire, he gets his hand cut off, right, with the lightsaber, so whoever recovered the lightsaber recovered the hand, 'cause the hand is gripping it. So
Okay.
it's not, I mean, it may have come loose, but that hand's still there somewhere. So the theory is like someone like the Empire or someone got a hold of his hand and then try to make a clone or made a clone from that.
I don't buy it.
It's possible because the thing is they have cloning technology, obviously, with the clone army, and making it changing it into girls, just a simple flipping of chromosomes. I hope they don't do that because that feels like such a cheap cop out and cheap way to explain her origins. Oh, she's a clone.
I just hope she's not Luke's daughter.
Actually, me and Levi had an interesting talk on the way back, and I think I kind of liked where it went. Where
I think it's
Luke's daughter, but he doesn't know he had a daughter. So he hooked up with someone, got her knocked up, left to go left to rebuild the Jedi Order and stuff like that, and then
shit goes bad.
Well, no, and then this woman doesn't tell Luke that she's pregnant. Because her and Kylo Ren seem about the same age, so he would have had to leave to do something else other than hiding. Because he would have hid way after she was born. But yeah,
I still think it seems too easy. Seems too easy for her to be his daughter.
Okay, here's the theory that I think I believe the most, and is probably the most probable. Rey is Luke's daughter, whether he knows that he has a daughter or not.
I think if that's the case, he would have known as soon as he saw her.
Probably,
and she might have actually.
That's not part of my argument here, though. And her mom would be Mary Jade, which Luke actually in the extended universe has relations with and a daughter.
But extended universe is not canon anymore.
But they're obviously drawing from it.
They are. They totally are drawing from it. The Knights of Ren.
Just a quick
side
note.
That's not part of it.
But quick side note.
Smoke is part of the extended universe.
Yeah, and quick side note about the extended universe for the previous theory about being Han and Leia's daughter is that in the extended universe they do have a son and a daughter.
Yeah, they do.
But that's just so there's all kinds of theories drawing from that.
Yeah.
Go on.
So back to Mara Jade. If you look at the Star Wars Rogue One poster, right on the front of it, chick with red hair. Mara Jade.
Has red hair?
She has red hair. So there's a theory that maybe we're going to get introduced to Rey's mom coming in this December, whenever that movie comes out.
Just this December.
It'd have to be this January, wouldn't it? I think they're doing it.
It'd have to be pretty young.
Oh no, it was December.
Jade.
Huh?
She'd have to be pretty young though.
Well, she's the same age as Luke at the time, right? She's still.
Yeah, because they're stealing the Death Star plans.
And they're in the rebellion at the exact same time, so it's kind of like all these. I don't know if that's exactly how it happened in the extended universe, but the idea is that they're bringing back this Mara Jade, who was the person he had a kid with.
That'd be pretty cool.
Kind of cool.
I think I'd be okay with it being Luke's daughter and him not knowing he had a daughter until he's kind of saw her, and then you'd be able to sense it.
Yeah.
Being the Jedi that he is now.
One other theory that a coworker of mine was actually mentioning, and I don't know if this one has as much legs as some of the other ones, but it was that she is Obi-Wan's granddaughter.
I was just gonna say a couple minutes ago, she's Obi-Wan's daughter.
But obviously the timelines work with that. Timelines could work out for granddaughter, and I think the basis for this one, and I kind of missed this in the movie, but that apparently at some point when she's having her visions, she heard Obi-Wan's voice.
Yes. Okay. That is actually something I had on my list because I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
So
where
I was watching
her visions when she got the lightsaber.
He's the one that says these are the first steps.
Oh,
that's
I thought
his
that
voice.
was Luke.
I know.
It sounds like Luke.
See, and the thing is,
It was definitely Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
His actor.
I haven't. Yeah, Ewan McGregor.
Yeah.
Right. It was young Obi-Wan, wasn't it?
Oh my god! They brought Ewan McGregor.
I think so.
I'd be so happy.
Someone pushed for him to have his own series as Obi-Wan.
He's awesome.
Oh, he's
an amazing Obi-Wan. He's the best part of the first three.
He's an amazing actor.
Yeah.
But so in the flashback, and this is from what other people have heard, there's Obi-Wan. There's apparently Yoda in there, which I didn't hear, and I think Luke and stuff like that. But that corridor that she was in was the corridor where Luke and Darth Vader fought in the second movie. Apparently, that's where that corridor is from. I guess that's Sky Planet.
So then is she drawing from Luke's memories?
I don't know.
Because then that would make sense.
And then the next one is the next scene is she's outside in the rain, right? And she sees Kylo Ren and probably his Knights of Ren.
It has to be the Knights of
with
Ren.
strewn about a bunch of dead bodies. It looks like Luke's like she sees Luke put his hand on R2D2, which I think is that he's like devastated at what he's seen, and he like puts his hand on like almost for like balance because he's like, oh my
It's
God,
either that or he's giving him the mission to like go into low power until like a certain point. One or the other.
I don't think so because it's raining. He's by a fire, which he may have been like burning the bodies because they do that.
That was a pretty small fire for that.
Well, it could have been just one body.
I guess.
But the thing is, it doesn't look like he's facing him. It looks like it's like he's looking at that flame and R2's to the side, and he's kind of like.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't have to look at you to talk to you. Especially if I'm like super upset. I might just kind of lean on you and talk to you. You know?
Maybe.
I don't know. I can go either way on that one.
And also with the Luke's daughter thing, that would explain why R2 all of a sudden woke up when Rey arrived.
There seems to be too many reasons why she's related to Luke.
Yeah.
Another one I want to bring up is right at the start. It shows her shelf, and she has a little straw toy she's made.
Oh yeah.
And it's the outfit that people wear when they go into like an X-wing or a sphere or whatever they're at. And it looks like that. So she's obviously drawing on some memory she has of either her mother who wore that, and also Luke wore that though.
Yeah. Well, any pilot really.
I guess.
Or the rebellion wears.
So I guess then there's a tie to the rebellion more.
Part of the reason I would like her both not to be Han and Leia's daughter or Luke's daughter, because it would be nice to have a powerful Jedi, and that's what she's going to end up being.
Yeah.
That's not a Skywalker for once. I think that'd be just nice.
It's kind of funny because it seems like all the turmoil in the galaxy is just happening around this one family. Like they're all related.
Yeah.
The most powerful like Jedi and stuff. It's just like, come on, Skywalker, sort your shit out on your own time. Leave the rest of the universe out of it.
Yeah.
And it is kind of like at this point, it's like, yeah, pretty much Darth Vader, Luke, and Leia.
Yeah.
And then Han and Leia had Kylo Ren, which stirred shit up again, and then now they're trying to stop.
Just gotta stop reproducing. That's the universe would be at peace and stop listening to her.
I have some theories about the end as well and why Luke disappeared. I feel like he's out there trying to find the source of the Jedi's power and like all their history, so he can destroy it. It seems like he also is leaving this trail for one person to find him, and so he can train them and help them. So he can go with this person, destroy all the Sith, everything with them, and then also destroy the Jedi, which would include himself.
Okay,
because he's tearing it down. It's like the end of Aragon. Aragon leaves with the Dragon Riders because he knows that they're too powerful, that whatever he thinks is right is who's going to win the war.
Yeah. So
he's too powerful.
I have a question though. How powerful is Luke actually? Like, I know he kind of like defeated Darth Vader, but
Kinda. Never really.
Not really. Yeah.
With his emotions, he did.
Yeah. And the thing is, I mean, I guess he could have had like additional training with Obi-Wan and Yoda and Qui-Gon ghosts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No,
based on like how they talk about him throughout the entire movie, I can't imagine he's not powerful.
Yeah, it sounds like he's pretty powerful.
But like, we don't need to be shown that just to see that.
Yeah.
Like.
Also, also Supreme Leader Snoke. There's theories that he is, what was Darth Plagueis, the guy that could like cheat death and stuff. So there's talk that that could be him.
Speaking of Snoke, was anybody else disappointed when he wasn't actually a giant?
No. So I saw that, I'm like, at first I was like, whoa. I'm like, wait, seriously? And then it was like, I'm like, it's just a hologram. I'm like, well, I'm okay with that.
I was kind of hoping he wouldn't be giant, so.
I'm disappointed.
Well,
I'm not. Like at first, kind of like you're like, holy shit, and then like, that doesn't seem fair at all. And then like, and then I was glad. I'm
Who
like,
says anything about fairness? Fairness doesn't matter. If anything, things should be unfair.
Yeah, but it feels like a lightsaber wouldn't like do it. It'd be like a paper cut.
Things should be unfair against the heroes.
Yeah. It probably will be in the next movie.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
That's typical 3-act structure.
It'll be New Order Strikes Back.
New Order. What I hope they do is I hope they show the Sith training. I hope they show Kylo Ren getting more like dark side training, because we've never actually seen that before. We've never seen a Sith be trained.
I could definitely see them doing something like that, because one thing that really struck me is a lot of people draw comparisons between Darth Vader and Ren, but when you really look at them, like beyond the superficial fact that's like, oh, they're all wearing black and they have a red lightsaber and stuff, they're very, very different characters.
Yeah.
Ren is like very just like finding his place right now and uncertain about things.
Yes,
still.
he's a very strong Force user too, which we have seen, obviously from stopping a blaster shot.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And dragging a guy it seems like he can because he stopped it, and then he walked away and did some other shit, and it was still sitting there. So I think he's very powerful that way. I don't think his lightsaber skills are that good yet.
Well, he was also hurt. I had a beef with this
and that's the thing. He was hurt.
But yeah, I was like, how did she fight him with the lightsaber?
And he was shot with a freaking bowcaster, which normally blows people apart.
Yeah. So now I'm kind of thinking, yeah, he's probably more hurt than he's letting on too.
Oh yeah,
he can control his body well because he's a Force user.
Well, yeah, but he's also using that to try to draw power from him. So that's why he kept hitting it. He kept hitting his wound.
Yeah, making himself angry.
Yeah.
Oh, I never thought about that. He's making himself angry.
And then Rey goes all badass. And also, I feel he didn't want to kill her.
No.
Because there's that point where he's like, you need a teacher. So he wants to he wanted to turn her, I think, because he can sense how powerful. He even says to Snoke, he's like, she's very powerful with the Force, but she just doesn't know it yet. So he probably wants to train her. He probably wants to be the master. Because Sith, there's usually a master and an apprentice. I think he wants to eventually overthrow Snoke, maybe, and then kind of make.
That's what all Sith tend to do.
And here's the thing, though. I really hope they don't make Kylo Ren good and kill his leader, kill Snoke because he wants to help the light and he's feeling the light. If he kills Snoke, I want it to be because he's angry at him for some reason, and he wants to take his place and become the complete Sith overlord. That's the only reason I want him to kill him.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how his character develops, Ren's character develops. There's definitely a lot of ways that could go with him. Yeah. And everything's far from certain right now.
I can see it being cheesy, where he's goes back to the lights.
I hope not. I hope not.
They've definitely opened it up.
We don't need that again. We had that with Darth Vader.
Yeah, sure.
I want a villain. I want him to become the villain that everybody loves to hate.
I'd like to see him they kind of toy with the fact that he could go back to the light side, but then they kind of already did that. They toyed with that for a second, but then
and then he killed Han.
Okay, there we go. It's out there. If you haven't seen the movie, it's your own goddamn fault.
Yeah.
Well, yes, you killed Han there, and that was I feel like that was a very big turning point. Nosedive into the dark side.
I think that's the no turning back point now.
Yeah.
Could be.
There's references to something like that all over shows where someone's turning to the dark side and the final task is to kill a family member or your best friend, just like in Naruto where someone's killed your best friend.
Or a bunch of
I don't know if you guys watch
I don't watch Naruto.
That or a bunch of younglings.
Yeah?
Or a bunch of
that's what Luke did.
Yeah, that's
Luke. Anakin.
Yeah, that's pretty fucking dark.
So while we were just mentioning the fight, I just want to say how much I like the lightsaber fight at the end.
Oh, it was so good.
It was.
I knew you would like it too.
It was just
they seemed heavy.
I'm very vocal about disliking the fight scenes in the prequels.
They're
choreographed, just flipping around nonsense. I like this very brutal, they're just trying to murder each other with their lightsabers.
Yeah.
And that's why I like, let's say, Game of Thrones, where it was Brienne of Tarth against the Hound. That fight. That was fucked up and it was amazing.
Yeah. They really messed each other up.
I think in the second one, after they get a bit more training, I think it'll be a little more finesse to it, but.
Well, yeah, not quite as Force, but.
I don't know.
And there'll be more Force in it too, so that'll be cool. There'll be stuff flying around.
This is not the. I just don't want the overly choreographed clanging lightsabers together.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, thank you.
I like that.
I know you do, Garrett, and I'm afraid you're wrong, but we can get into that later.
They had that in the Clone Wars, though. I don't hear anybody like the TV, like the animated series. I don't hear anybody complaining about those.
Cartoons are very, very different medium, and they have very different needs.
Yeah, they gotta be more explosive.
They have to be more explosive, more dynamic. You can get away with going more out there, and it doesn't feel as unnatural as it does in live action when you do that.
Yeah, that's a good point.
What do you mean, like you're saying in the live action it didn't feel natural?
Oh, not at all.
But
I can tell. It's like, did you guys meet up here beforehand and train this, and then come back and then blow up the whole area where lava everywhere, and then do it?
Well, I think,
did you have a rehearsal?
I mean, I think the point is though is that's why the Jedi can do that. It's because they're using the Force, and that's kind of what sets them apart from everybody else. Like so every other jackass with a lightsaber.
If the Force, if that's the natural conclusion of having the Force, your fights are like that, I hope Levi's right and they get rid of the Force forever. Because that's awful.
The Jedi, yeah.
Well, I mean...
Tear it all down, man. Tear it all down.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, they could have maybe toned it down a little bit.
A lot of it.
There's one scene where they're... I think it's...
I think I know what you're
Obi-Wan and
talking
Anakin,
about.
they're like swinging their lightsabers, and they're not even making contact, and then they like hit each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god.
See, that could tone down a bit.
There's a lot of things like that, though.
I know, but and then I was like,
all the twirling and flipping.
Yeah, like the twirling and flipping, I think you could get rid of, but like the speed that they have.
The speed was cool.
There's lots of like just regular sword fights where it's fast blades, right?
Yeah.
So I think that would be cool. Less like flipping. You could do still like the further jumps and stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I can see like not so much like flipping and
unnecessary flipping.
Yeah, and unnecessary. Look at me, look at my like show.
They can still do flips and stuff. If it has to call for it. It's not like you're just standing there. Okay, I'm gonna do a backflip now and a big twirly thing, and then swing my lightsaber.
Just hey, this is cool. Buy our toys.
Yeah. I mean, Luke still trains with Yoda, and he's doing flips and stuff. So they're obviously like quite agile.
It's probably
Wait, are we talking about Yoda doing flips?
No, Luke.
No, Luke.
Okay.
When Yoda's training Luke.
Yeah,
he does
with
flips and
with
stuff.
Yoda on his back.
You're right.
No, we're not talking about the
Yoda fighting in the
prequels.
Do not get me fucking started.
Do you think Kylo Ren turned to the dark side and got fed up with Luke because Luke was training him the way Yoda trained him? So Luke's on like Kylo Ren's back, making him run right to the front. He's like, he's like, are you sure this is how you get trained to be a Jedi? He's like, this is how I learned.
Worked for me. Look how great I am.
I know I'm a little heavy, heavier than Yoda.
That means you'll be all the greater.
Kylo Ren's just like so rich.
It's like dark side, something.
I think my favorite lightsaber battle in the prequels was Obi-Wan versus General Grievous. When Grievous is like spinning all those lightsabers and Obi-Wan's trying to find an opening. That's less like, flippy and fancy.
Yeah, but then
plays.
also, the thing is, he's like spinning too, and then also he just like does like a one like big attack with all of them. It's like,
yeah,
you could have killed him easier.
Yeah.
I kind of I remember being fairly young and watching that for the first time and thinking like, man, General Grievous is awesome. It's like, that's so cool. 4 lightsabers. He's a droid and it's so cool.
Yeah,
and now these days when I look at it, it's just like, okay, guys, tone it down a little bit.
Well, he's not actually a droid. But
yeah, I know. He's droid-like.
He was slowly turned into like a machine.
Yeah, he's more machine than
I think the idea behind him was he was a warrior who was like trying to immortalize himself. That's why he still had a heart. Which doesn't make any sense because you need a brain. Maybe he had a brain. No, he
definitely had like.
Yeah, he still had some biological.
If you looked into like his eyes, you could see like the flesh around his eyes and stuff.
Yeah.
I can't in the Clone Wars they actually go more into it. I don't know if that actually plays into the timeline, but it's pretty cool. They go into his past.
Do you think Luke's maybe trying to because the Clone Wars the series that's all still canon.
It is. Yeah.
And I wonder I think Luke is like the first Jedi temple. I think it's that Force planet where Anakin went and fought those like the light and the dark.
Yeah.
Weird Force being.
I remember that. And then he realizes his future, and he's like gonna go.
He's going to try to stop it by turning to the dark side then, or like helping the dark brother. He's like, this is because he like showed him his future. He's like, I can't let that happen. He's like, I don't want to hurt Obi-Wan and like all the people close to me. So I have to go to the dark side now and help this guy do whatever. I can't remember what it was.
It sounds like a better justification than there was in the prequels. So.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And he saw his future and he's like, holy fuck, I can't let that happen.
Yeah.
And then someone switches it.
Yeah. And then he forgot.
Wipes his memory. These two guys are like super strong with the Force. They're like unnatural beings almost.
Right.
One like imbues the light side, and the other brother is the dark side.
Yeah, it was a brother and a sister.
Oh, yeah, right.
And then the brother ends up killing the sister.
It's all messed up. It's kind of cool.
It's kind of cool, but really messed up. And you see how strong Anakin really is with the Force, because he crashes there with Obi-Wan and Ahsoka.
Yeah.
And then they test him, and there's like this one, like the dad, he's like this overseer kind of thing. So they go to test him, and he's pitted with a choice of either saving Obi-Wan or his Padawan Ahsoka. And then because these two things can like transform to like weird. But anyway, it's like one is gonna die, and you have to choose which one you want to save. And he just ends up using the Force and saves them both.
Yeah. Also, I like his progression to the dark side more in that cartoon.
Yeah.
Like one of the most badass.
The thing about that cartoon is it made me like Anakin.
You didn't like the cartoon?
No, I mean, it wasn't awful like the prequels.
They actually, if you watch
like
the cartoon in between those two movies, you'd be more like, okay, yeah, he's turning to the dark side.
Yeah.
But in the movie, you're like, what, he's on the dark side now?
It's like, does that just happen?
There's one part where Obi-Wan and like this chick who Obi-Wan had a love affair with too. They're like,
you mean Rey's grandma?
Yeah.
So we're going by that.
Sure,
theory.
yeah. Oh yeah, I guess that plays into extended universe as well, kind of.
Oh shit.
Good.
I didn't even think of that. Okay, anyway, sorry. And then so Obi-Wan and his lady are like in a corner,
that's right.
and this guy's like, "What are you gonna do? No matter what you do, if you kill me or if you sink the ship, you're gonna kill people, and you're gonna be a bad person for killing me." And then so Obi-Wan's like, "I don't know what to do. I can't do either because I'm a good guy." And then a lightsaber comes through his chest, and it's Anakin.
Oh yeah.
And you can hear just a little bit of the Darth Vader theme song played.
Oh
yeah,
really?
It's like
that's cool because
yeah.
sometimes they
You're like,
I like how like subtly they throw that in there at times. When you can see his like dark moments.
Well, he's just like he doesn't fuck around, and that's kind of how he got himself into trouble.
One thing I kind of want to do. I'm gonna get back to the Force Awakens, but
okay.
one thing I kind of
Oh yeah, right.
One thing
That's a movie.
One thing I kind of want to not watch all of it, but kind of tune in once in a while is that new Disney cartoon that they have, Rebel Warriors or something.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Yeah.
Because Ahsoka is in it.
Yeah, I heard that.
And she's total like badass now. But when she first sensed Darth Vader, she could almost sense like it was Anakin, or like there's something like she sensed him, and there's something wrong with this.
It'd be crazy.
And
if
I
they
want
brought her
them.
back.
And Darth Vader knows it's Ahsoka. And I want to see what happens when they if they confront each other, and she's like Anakin.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Because the relationship between them. The two of them, and like Ahsoka was by far my favorite character in the Clone Wars. Like she's just badass, and and like I want to see, like what happens. I wonder if he kills her. He must. He has to have killed her. If she doesn't show up again.
I would find it amazing if Luke found Ahsoka though, because she's like some different race too, so she could still be alive.
Oh yeah, she could still be alive easily.
You never know, like they could just play that kind of race card. It's like, oh yeah, they lived like 600 years.
Well, Yoda lived how many years?
Yeah, and so
she could
it's not like it hasn't happened in the universe.
She could be an older, like almost dying kind of thing too.
Yeah, that would be cool.
And then he'd like meet her, and she's like, "You're a Skywalker.
Yeah.
I knew your father."
Oh man, if they had backflash, oh my god, I'm getting chills. That would be unreal.
He was my master. He's like, oh my god.
Oh.
You must have went through hell when you changed.
Yeah.
She's like, well, I wasn't there. I was expelled from the Jedi Council.
And then he'd be like,
Actually,
I was his son. And it'd be like this crazy epic scene. And everyone would be tearing up in the theater.
Well, people who watch the Clone Wars, other people are like, who's this chick?
They'd have to have a little bit of backstory for her.
They would. Yeah.
Well, as long as they explain that I was Anakin's Padawan, people would be like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope
Before he turned to the dark side.
I hope they explain how that one chick in the cantina found the lightsaber.
Yeah, they will. I think. It'll be something crazy.
I hope so, because he's probably looking at it like, like at the end he's like, how the hell did you get my lightsaber? that fell out of the sky.
Yeah, I think there's like when he first sees her, the look on his face is kind of hard to describe. That's why
it's almost
like
yeah.
he knows her.
Yeah, it's almost like
I thought I was protecting
shock and like disappointment kind of
Yeah.
thing. Like I didn't want you to find me kind of thing. But then he looks at the lightsaber and then he almost like maybe like a realization like, all right, I can't hide it more.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, he looks like just fucked up. And then the lightsaber comes out and he looks like even more confused. Like, holy shit.
Yeah, how did you get that? But okay, so
I can't even imagine.
one other thing, and this happened to, or this was a lot of people. Captain Phasma, they built her up like in the previews and like
Oh,
before
yeah.
stuff, and she did absolutely fucking nothing. She was like Boba Fett, which
She
is
is like Boba Fett.
the thing is like everybody loves Boba Fett.
Did fuck all.
He actually
He
did
did.
fuck all. He didn't do anything. He had
Like, worst bounty hunter ever.
He had a few lines. He didn't even capture Solo. It was Darth Vader basically that did that.
Yeah.
And then he got kicked into the Rancor pit or whatever. It was
Yeah.
called. But yeah, she's like
Sarlacc.
Sarlacc, right? And
Snorlax.
and people are just saying like they're like, yeah, I hope she comes back. Like the second one is like has more of an impact. But I'm like, didn't they throw her in a garbage compactor? Isn't she dead? Didn't they like crush her?
No,
Or
I'm
maybe they
pretty sure we
threw
may
her
know for a
down
fact
and-
that, like,
They
do
probably
you
just
think,
threw her
Finn
down.
would actually stone cold murder her? Finn's
Yeah.
not a stone cold murderer.
No.
Yeah.
Han-
Really? You did not see him impale that stormtrooper with a lightsaber?
I was in the thick of combat.
Yeah, but this like
like-
Captain Phasma was basically responsible for his upbringing and him being a stormtrooper.
Yeah.
I think he would really hate her. Remember? I'm in charge now. I'm in command. This is me. And then Han's like, cool it, kid.
But no, I definitely think she's alive, and she's definitely gonna come back.
I think they could have thrown her down, but then she would have been like, don't start the trash compactor.
Like,
she would have been able
she has
to
some
get
kind
out
of
easily.
communicator or something. He's like, as soon as she's away from him, it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, guys.
So I hope she has
not
more
crush
of
me,
it.
okay, thanks.
More of an impact in the second one
Mhm.
because it's like you're like, oh cool,
Yeah.
she's got like a shiny outfit and a cape. With, and you're like, oh yeah, she looks awesome, and then it's just nothing. Oh,
And she's
take the shields down. Oh, okay.
she's the same actor that was Brianna Tarth.
Really?
That's her.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I do recognize that voice. Now that I think of it.
Tarth is
In
Game of
Game of
Thrones.
Thrones. The
Okay.
You don't
the
watch
I
Game
don't
of
watch
Thrones?
I don't watch Game of Thrones.
well, watch it and then you'll like her.
I feel I'm too far back.
What? You're never too far back to start a show.
There's too many spoilers. Spoiled already. No, I don't know.
Everyone dies.
Yeah, pretty much. That's
Spoilers. Everyone, see, as soon as you get attached to a character,
Yeah.
dead.
Although George R. Martin, that the guy, he said
George R. Martin.
right, whatever. He said that the HBO series is more relentless than even he is. Some people that he isn't gonna kill.
Have you read the books?
I stopped at the fourth one, I think, because I was like,
Yeah.
oh my god,
I heard-
I can't do this.
I heard-
George R. Martin is stone cold.
Yeah.
He's stone
Oh,
cold.
totally,
kill
yeah.
people.
I heard though that like the show is like actually past the books now, so they're starting to take a different path.
In some
next
parts.
Yeah,
book
in
that's
some
gonna
parts.
Especially since the next book has actually been delayed.
Yeah.
Again.
But yeah, he says that HBO kills more people than he does.
Yeah, maybe. Because it's especially more obvious because you see it happen right before your eyes.
Yeah.
And then in some cases, even in the books, they might just suggest it happens kind of thing. Or,
Yeah, like the torture of Reek.
yeah.
That
That's
they
a
never
little fucked.
they didn't talk about that in the books. They just
They could you definitely saw that he was super fucked up,
yeah.
but they never went into that level of detail.
Yeah, no.
Because it's not
Everything
it's not
is-
HBO.
Yeah, that was brutal. That's
Yeah.
probably like the only. They probably didn't need that much detail.
No. HBO goes over the top as far as violence and sexuality goes.
They cut off the guy's dick and make him eat it.
Ooh.
Well, you don't show. They don't show it, but he's
It's insinuated.
like. Cut
No, they mailed it to his dad.
Oh yeah, right.
Mailed it.
Yeah.
Carrier pigeon did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was not good.
No.
I don't like thinking. I think I blocked a lot of that out,
Yes.
so I can't remember it properly.
You just have non-flashbacks now.
I remember I was watching it. I was like just watching the top left corner of the TV. Is it over? Is it over? It's like the gay scenes.
Oh yeah.
Make it stop. There's so many penises in that show.
Well, there's significantly more boobs than penises.
That's true, which is good. Mark of a good show.
And more than double too, because you think there'd be if it were even, there'd be double the boobs to penises, but there's much more.
There's still
boobs.
testicles. So
Boob ratio.
That's 3 to 2.
Californication.
Oh,
There's
right.
Californication. There are no male genitalia. It's just all boobs.
Oh, disappointing. I mean, what?
There's a one scene where this chick came out of like a pool topless, and I was just like,
That's what boobs look like?
no, she had like the most like.
There's this wonderful
They're
thing.
probably fake, but
I want to tell you about
It's
this
like
wonderful
like
thing. See, it's this thing
Hollywood.
on the internet. It's called
Hollywood.
porn.
what?
There's porn on the internet. You can see all the boobs you could ever want.
What does porn stand for? Is it an acronym?
People organizing for real.
Nakedness.
Yeah.
Amazing. We figured it out, guys.
It's really just an acronym. Holy man. What were we just talking about?
Star Wars.
I kind of veered us off into Game of Thrones from Star Wars.
Okay.
So I wanna. This is turning into a Star Wars cast, but that's okay. I have a question. And I don't know if I've ever brought it up with you guys before or not.
No, I will not make it
remember.
with you.
Damn it.
Quit asking.
How do deaf people think?
How do deaf people think?
Yeah.
It's a
I don't understand the question.
Okay.
well,
let
like
me
when you think
explain.
something, you're like thinking kind of words in your head, right?
See, he gets it. And like, because when you think like us, we think in English. If someone was like Spanish, and they spoke Spanish, they'd think in Spanish. Deaf people can't. Well, most of them can't talk. So if they're deaf from birth, how do they? Like, what are their thoughts like? Like, how do they internalize? How do they?
Pictures?
Well,
Maybe.
it's got to be like something related to
But also,
how
how do
you
they-
communicate.
Yeah. Well, then how do they read?
Smell?
How do they read if they don't know what sounds consonants and vowels make? How do they read?
They just know the meaning of the
Well,
word.
yeah, you
It's
say
a
like
picture. It's like you show Evan, the word Evan beside Evan, you know Evan is Evan.
Okay, but like if you're reading like a closed caption, I guess that's more maybe hard of hearing.
well, even for closed captions, you've already like by the time you're understanding closed captions, you've already learned like
Enough
English
to like
language.
interpret it.
Plus, like,
Yeah.
it's like, hey, let's go for a ride in the car. Or, you know, you start learning people's names by someone's talking, you can see they're talking, you're reading, and who they're talking at, you can figure out whose names are who.
Mhm.
I think
I suppose.
they would be even better at that than we would, because we rely more
On sound.
Our sound, yeah, exactly. And visuals.
That's true.
So I think they just think more in pictures.
It's a
It could
very
be.
hard thing to because it's you couldn't
like to
possibly
ask-
have it described to you.
Yeah.
I'd like to ask a deaf person. When you
Yeah.
think, how does it?
I think
What happens?
the words would also be pictures, though. Like the word Evan would be a picture to them.
So they think in they think in pictures then, like.
I think that's
'Cause,
almost the
like,
only
yeah,
way you
'cause I
can
can-
do it. And smell and
But even when you think about it, it's only really when you like when you think about thinking, then you're aware of your thinking, like,
Brain
and
inception.
yeah, exactly, and then you really start like talking in your head. But your average everyday thinking isn't necessarily straight up talking in your head all the time.
yeah, I don't do that very much.
Yeah, it's only when you're like self-aware about it that it kind of feels like that.
Also, if I'm trying to process through a really intense situation
Mm-hmm.
or plan something out.
Yeah.
But if
Also,
I'm just here talking to you guys, I don't think in words.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, not really. I mean, there's thoughts going through my head, but it's.
Well, that's probably because, like Evan said, you're aware of it now. So now
Well,
you're
well,
thinking,
now, yeah.
you're
It's just
talking
like when
around
someone mentions your tongue. It's like now you're self-aware of your tongue. Now you just feel your
And-
tongue in your mouth. It feels really weird.
and breathing.
Yeah, it's like
oh
breathing.
god, what if I
No.
forget to breathe? How long is it gonna take
actually-
to forget that I'm remembering? Oh god!
You know what's weird? I have actually like forgotten to breathe at like not like just like everyday moments, but like you'll be like something like epic will be happening and you're like All right, breathe.
So basically, we're gonna go to Garrett's funeral, and it's like,
You forgot
"Yeah,
to
you
breathe.
forgot to breathe."
Forgot to breathe. Also, if you speak multiple languages, and I kind of think I have this one. If you speak multiple languages fluently, what language do you think it?
I can attest to this actually. I've been starting to learn Japanese just for fun.
Yeah.
And it's kind of weird. I went to a horror movie with Krista and they went to Japan. And I started recognizing the words and I didn't really know that they weren't English anymore. So it's weird that, I don't know how to explain it. You just start picking these things up and they both mean the same thing, so.
Yeah, especially for someone who's really fluent. I can imagine that like there's still going to be like the language you learned when you're a child.
Yeah,
It's going to be the most dominant.
Your native.
But for example, my cousin, my cousin's daughter, her dad is German, and my cousin speaks English, and their daughter has been learning both German and English to an equal degree, so she'll be equally fluent in both.
Cool. I gotta take a leak.
Yeah. But yeah, I think
Oh, my foot's cramping up.
in terms of like processing, and it's really a hard thing to explain.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
it really
It just feels the same. That's all I can say. When
Yeah.
you start picking it up more and more.
Mm-hmm.
I've been kind of slacking on my Japanese. But I still watch quite a bit of anime, so
So there you go. You basically learn language right there.
I know Mugiwara means straw hat.
What else do you need to know?
You can tell which anime I watch a lot of. And yeah, there's other ones like when you always hear people say height, like they always say height.
Yeah.
Height. That's just yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You always feel like you don't. You hear people saying it, but it feels like it's just kind of a word they say for everything. But yeah.
Have you watched One Punch Man at all?
No.
Okay, you know I don't like anime typically, right?
You don't like anime?
We've been through this.
What's wrong with you?
I'm shocked. No, I don't typically like anime, but
Have you watched Brotherhood?
I haven't. That was a decent one. But
What? A decent one?
Well, no,
That's
that's pretty good.
amazing.
Okay, you know what?
Have you watched
We're gonna
One
stop.
Piece? Oh my god. Okay,
I can
continue.
promise you One Piece probably isn't one I'd like.
Ugh, I don't
But
even know.
but yeah, One Punch Man. There's like they had the first season out, and there's 12 episodes. I've watched the first 7 now, and I've been really enjoying it. So I would definitely recommend that.
What is that?
Well, so the whole premise is like the main character. He is a hero for fun, and he
Is
basically
that the guy that eats food?
no,
Oh.
no. But basically he
That was a weird
trained
question.
so hard. Yeah, he trained so hard that he can defeat any foe with a single punch. And now he's bored out of his training because it's like, this is too easy. It's like I just want someone to give me a fight. And then a lot of the actual conflict comes from like the more side characters or the other like secondary characters. And when you see them get into fights, that's like the really badass, like holy crap, it could go either way kind of thing. But then when he comes in, he's just like, pow, and the guy's dead.
One punch?
That's why I call him One Punch Man.
I think Luke's gonna die in episode 8.
I think he's gonna die for sure.
Probably.
Just like completely threw that out there.
Yeah. Oh no, there's no way he doesn't die.
Leia dies. All the original cast dies.
I think Leia will make it.
Oh yeah.
I think so, yeah.
She'll make it till the end.
I mean, like, Luke's gonna be an old mentor. Old mentors always die. That's how it works.
No, he has to get hit with a lightsaber and just evaporate. And then just explode balls.
Michael.
How did that even happen?
Yeah.
Also, like, I'm not complaining about this, but it is definitely just a retelling, a rehashing of A New Hope, with some extra little stuff in it.
Like, I heard
Like,
people say
storyline.
they basically cut Luke into 3 characters, and that's Poe, Finn, and Rey.
Right, yeah. Well, the thing is, we're on a sandy desert planet where we find someone who desperately wants to get off, but is staying for some reason, which family. She gets rescued, leaves the planet,
What?
and the Millennium Falcon.
You
which
skipped meeting up with a droid.
Oh right, she met up with the droid, which is carrying a map or secret plans for the Death Star. That's the parallel. She learns how to use the Force and has a lightsaber. I guess Luke didn't have a lightsaber battle, but there was a lightsaber battle. There's a giant
planet-destroying
thing that's bigger than the Death Star. It's just like, hey, look.
Which they blow up.
Like, hey, New Hope, our dick's bigger than yours. which they blow up, and then there's an old favorite. Well, I guess Obi-Wan wasn't really a favorite character at that point, but there's an old kind of mentor guy who dies.
Yep.
Like the parallels were there, but I don't care. Like it was still such a good movie.
It was like Star Wars back to its roots for a new generation. They go back to the roots and then they grow from there.
Yeah. And I've heard this from other people, and I really hope I hope it doesn't go this way as well. That I hope the next one isn't kind of like a rehashing of Empire Strikes Back. Like Levi said earlier, the next title is the New Order Strikes Back. I hope it's different. I really like to show Rey and Kylo Ren like their training.
And have a montage. And then the
Oh,
song
maybe not a montage.
Have a montage.
No, it's gotta be Eye of the Tiger. Everyone knows it has to be Eye of the Tiger.
Yeah.
It's
Or the
classic
Rocky theme song.
It'll be
Did
like
Rocky do Eye of the Tiger for one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
it'll be like the Rocky montage when he fights like that Russian like Ivan Drago or whatever, because it cuts between him and the Russian guy. The Russian guy is always surrounded like in red light. And he's like doing steroids.
And Eye of the Tiger. It's perfect. We figured it out, guys.
Yeah.
Don't even have to see the next movie.
But yeah, I'm excited.
We only have to wait. We only have to wait 2 years.
Well, Rogue One comes out.
Well, yeah, but that's not the main.
But they could play into it.
I'm sure they'll tie in some way, but
Yeah.
it's not going to continue their storyline.
The thing is, there's so many like movies that you're just pumped up about. So right now, the next one, Deadpool. I am so excited to see that.
Yes.
Marketing for that has also been fantastic.
Yes.
The latest poster with it's like Deadpool, and then it's like True Love Never Dies, and it's like just a picture of Ryan Reynolds and the other female character, and it looks like a romance movie. So lots of guys are like sending this picture to their girlfriends, like, hey, you want to see this? Because it comes out on Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
I'm like, what's it about? It's like, it's this guy who's like faced with cancer and goes through like physical changes and emotional and about like surviving through a relationship. I'm like, oh yeah, that sounds good. I'll probably cry though. I'm like, that's whether that's
Yes, you will.
whether that's true or not. Like the text, it's still funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's Deadpool, there's Civil War, and then there like Rogue One, and then just like all those other Marvel movies that are like.
It's all the Marvel movies.
Like I've never been so excited about a year of movies. Like, it used to be like, man, there's nothing good coming out, and now that they're like taking these awesome stories from comic books, because let's face it, like they're good stories, and making them into like actually good movies, and I'm not talking like Fantastic Four type movies. I'm talking like actually good movies.
Stop!
So basically what you're saying is that Disney is killing it.
Yeah, Disney is gonna like just control the entire cinematic universe at some point. They're just gonna be like, we have all the money in the world, we're gonna buy everything.
Yeah, we're gonna buy movies.
And then they'll just show you 3 hours of someone giving you the finger.
Yeah.
They will
And we will
raise
watch
Walt
it.
Disney from the dead, and he'll be giving you a finger for 3 hours straight.
And then
we'll watch it.
And it'll be the
People's
top.
penises.
It'll be the top grossing film of all
He'll
time.
walk around the mall and just be like,
Which, speaking of which,
I'm Disney. Oh, okay.
Star Wars: The Force Awakens is now the top of the charts. Beat out, what was it, Titanic or Avatar?
It's kind of unfair though at the same time with inflation and the price of tickets.
No, I think they accounted for it.
Yeah,
Are you
yeah,
sure?
I'm pretty
think so.
sure it is.
Also,
Because they say total money have made this much money. Top grossing film.
Okay, but also
I think they were accounting for inflation in those cases. They
and not only that, but it's like I guess it's only in theaters for so long. But yeah, I have a feeling that if they do episode 8 and 9 correctly, they're going to be the top 2 spots of like grossing films of all time. I think it's going to.
Yeah. Then the final one would be Return of the Skywalker. the second one.
Return of the Jet. Revenge of the Jedi.
Yes! Yes! And he kills a bunch of younglings. Or she kills a bunch of younglings.
No.
Oh shit.
She's a Jedi.
She raises them from the dead.
So was Anakin. Anakin was a Jedi too.
Well,
Dun dun dun.
he was.
Can't argue.
Can't refute that point. No. Well, this is pod racing.
I hated pod racing.
When Poe Dameron was like flew into that little crack and started shooting it up from the inside, I could not help but like think to myself, "No, this is pod racing." Because that kind of happens in the first one. Because he gets inside that droid control ship and he starts blowing it up, and as it's blowing up, he's flying out and a little bastard of a kid.
Oh god.
Yeah, that's
Fucking
true.
prequels.
Anyone else have any points on Star Wars? There's another thing I want to get to.
Yeah, I'm kind of Star Wars out.
Yeah, me too.
No more
Was
Star
your
Wars.
point Star
except
Wars
we
or-
inevitably
No,
come from
not
it.
Star Wars related. Totally not Star
Yeah, I have
Wars.
some other things I want.
Okay, one thing I want to bring up is VR. Early adopter or not?
No, never even considered it.
Garrett?
Huh?
Early adopter or not?
Do you
Like,
consider
am I-
yourself an early adopter?
Are you gonna buy it?
Do you want
Are you
to?
gonna buy it this year?
I want to. I don't know that I will. Definitely not going to go with Oculus because it's going to cost like $1,000 just to get.
It'll cost you $1,000 just to get the video card you need to use it.
Yeah. Well,
You already have the video card.
I mean, I do.
So do
yeah.
I.
I mean, like, and that's the thing. I would have to upgrade my video card, which is not the most terrible thing in the world. But then, like, the set itself is going to be just
$600 American.
But
And as our wonderful viewers know, we are in the frozen north where money is worth nothing.
Yeah, right now it's not. But
they're saying that the HTC Vive is going to come out at like $1,500 though.
$1,500.
Yeah.
I feel like I haven't
So
heard.
That's a
Oculus
number.
is seeming like a lot better of an option at this point.
$1,500.
That's what I read. Yeah, they're
That's a
speculating 1,500. I'll.
I mean,
Robert.
it's going to be better quality from what I've heard from early stages.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm not willing to pay another
No.
$1,000 for a more immersive experience.
Well, the thing is, how
that's
much
tough.
am I going to use it?
Yeah, that's basically why I am not an early adopter at all. I mean, I know maybe I should be more excited about new technology and stuff, but I don't want to pay $600 for something that has very minimal use.
If Oculus or HTC gave us a free set for us to review and use, then,
Oh.
I mean, yeah, we.
So clearly, we should have backed it on the Kickstarter because anyone who got paid enough to get a development kit got a free one.
Oh really?
Yeah. And I don't know how much that cost at the time with that Kickstarter. I wasn't actually following that
Yeah,
Kickstarter.
I would love to try it out just to see like the experience, but yeah, it's pricey.
Steep.
Yeah, that's crazy. I don't
Especially
know.
when especially when I need a new vehicle. It's like
Although,
vehicle or
okay, I read
HTC
I
Vive.
read this a little while ago, but now people are saying it's probably going to be closer to the same price point. So what the hell?
Well, it's.
I know you're
anybody
gonna
has
need.
solid
I
answers
know you're gonna
anyway.
need a 940, I think, video card. Nvidia.
Well,
if you're talking Nvidia. GeForce.
HTC and Valve are also more powerful. They might be able to undercut Oculus just to kill them.
Well, yeah, they could try to undercut.
That'd be
at
a
a loss.
huge marketing advantage. I
Oh,
don't
God,
think
yeah.
it'd be, because right now they're like, as far as VR goes, that's the two like major players.
And HTC Vive is supposed to be better. So
Well,
if it's
yeah.
better and less.
Yeah, they'll just
We
wipe
can-
Oculus out.
Personally-
Oculus will become like BlackBerry. They'll just barely just be like,
Yeah.
Yeah. Personally, I would not want to see that happen because competition is good for any market.
Totally.
Yeah, so
Oh, yeah.
hopefully that doesn't happen.
But then there's also Microsoft has their
Yeah, Microsoft.
HoloLens,
Microsoft HoloLens.
which is more augmented reality than virtual. But
Yeah, sure, that is what they're focusing on more, it seems.
it's still
It's
that
years away though.
that Minecraft demo that they did though.
Mm-hmm.
That was fucking amazing.
Yeah.
It
That
was
was cool.
very cool. All I could think the whole time was just like, but why? Have you guys ever played Minecraft?
Yeah, good point.
True, but it's still like
Do you guys even
super
game?
fucking impressive.
Yeah, it is cool.
And there
Just-
could be other like real world like actual applications.
Yeah, potentially.
Yeah, that's
That's true. It's just that presentation just like it cracked me up a little bit. It's just like
Well, like you could do interior decorating almost before the house even exists, and get an idea. Like, okay, I'm gonna put this here. Maybe I want to set this up, and then you have like almost obviously like a controller,
Mm-hmm.
To like move stuff and control stuff. But yeah, you could do
Whoa.
stuff like that.
Oculus was expecting the consumer price to be $200 to $400.
So much
Oh,
for that.
you kind of
$600?
lowballed that. I
Whoa.
mean, that's like 600. It's at least still in the hundreds.
I don't know what to do. I guess the only thing to do now is to wait till Vive goes on pre-sale.
When's that supposed to happen?
February 26th.
Yeah, 'cause they didn't have a price at CES.
No.
They didn't announce one. I
No.
don't think. So that's speculation.
Well, that price that got leaked out, it seems like it's almost disappeared from the internet, so maybe Vive is like, holy shit.
They were like, Oculus is only 600.
Yeah, exactly. And as soon as they saw the estimate of like over $1,000, people would be like, fuck that, I'm ordering an Oculus right now.
Well,
So-
I mean, they did sell out Oculus for it.
Did they?
Oh yeah, they sold everyone they had at $600. But I mean, considering it's like the first run, there was definitely going to be enough people willing to pay $600. Doesn't necessarily represent like how it will perform in the wider market.
Yeah.
It's early stages too. It'll
Oh.
come down and then they'll come out with another like version. It'll be like iPhones and Android.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it'll be the same thing.
Yep.
And then
I mean, those still cost
Samsung's gonna get into doing this probably.
Those still cost like phones still
Sony
cost
are-
$600 a piece.
And
So.
Sony already is.
Sony's technology
they're
looks
all
really
ready.
cool too.
Yeah.
Looks,
It like projects into your eye or something.
that sounds dangerous.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
You finish gaming, you're just
You know-
blind. Ah, I can't see.
The one thing I'll say about the HTC Vive as well is that they use those lighthouse things. I don't know if you guys have read much about them.
No.
They basically spin and like sun lasers all around.
Mm.
And on the box there's something that says it's got to be this far away from you or you'll like get cancer.
You get cancer.
So
You don't want cancer.
Jesus Christ.
Wow, that's a huge side effect.
It's
Yeah.
like just big warning symbol. Cancer.
Yeah.
It's got like one of those biological hazard signs on
So
it.
that's making me kind of lean to the Oculus as well. Kinda
How do you
like-
know the Oculus just is giving you cancer and it's not telling you?
It's just all it is a camera that tracks your
I
head.
know.
The,
Way more
the Sony one,
simplistic.
it's projecting an image onto your eye, but it's also like giving you brain cancer
Yeah,
at the
it's
same
also
time.
sending you cancer. Yeah, it's like 25%
Or maybe-
cancerous.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Yeah, that's not a selling point, Sony. Like, yeah, but we're legally inclined to tell you that.
Yeah.
It's like,
It'll be the smaller print.
Hey, the PlayStation 3 gave off like 15% radiation. What?
we
That's
actually
why
put my
ratings are
Gundam
hot.
inside of
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
It was powered by nuclear fission.
Do you guys remember the early PS3s and people
I
were
had an early
they were
PS3.
cooking eggs on it?
That thing is just like, it
Yeah,
sounded
I never
like a
had
jet
a PS3.
engine. Like you play a remotely intensive game and it's just like, holy crap, it's pinned.
That's nuts.
Yeah. I think it was a
So-
brick too.
This is going to be a sore subject for some people, not Evan, because he doesn't watch football.
Oh.
But Weston, Dressler, and John Chick are gone from the Riders. If anyone lives in Canada, you know how big of a deal this is.
In Saskatchewan especially.
Yeah. I was starting to kind of accept it and be a little bit okay with the Weston Dressler thing, only because we have Smith.
Well, yeah, like I said to you 3 weeks
What is it?
ago,
Brett?
I said Ryan Smith, Weston
Ryan Smith.
Dressler, or Rob Bang. All three of them aren't going to make it to the season.
Yeah,
In my-
you said that.
In my mind, I was like, who do you get rid of? Rob Bag is safe, he's Canadian, so you got to keep your
Yeah,
can going.
Getzlaff's safe too, unfortunately, because
Exactly.
he's Canadian.
And so then you got these other two undersized guys. One has a huge paycheck. And in my mind, I think I realized it a long time ago that he was going to get cut.
It was all about the
Yeah.
paycheck, wasn't it?
It totally... It
No,
was-
it wasn't. I don't think it was.
Well, I mean, I've
Yes.
actually heard on the radio that someone said, like the
No,
coach or whatever.
that was the reason that they gave. But I think that's when I first heard it, I'm like, that's a totally bullshit reason, first of all. And second of all, this tweet from Weston Dressler.
Oh, okay.
Have you read it?
Yeah, I did.
I haven't.
Yeah, so
That's a long ass tweet.
he's like, blah, blah, blah. I respect Chris Jones as a coach in the CFL, blah, blah, blah. Many decisions to make, and I have no bad feelings toward him or an organization, blah, blah, blah. So he's like, kind of like not blaming them and like trying to say, like, I'm not mad. He's like,
Not mad. Not mad.
with that
Not
being
mad,
said,
bro.
I am upset and saddened by the fact there wasn't more effort put in by the organization to allow me to remain a Saskatchewan Rough Rider. Through my last 8 years with this organization, this organization. I believe my actions and words have always expressed my desire and joy to be a part of Riderville. The negotiations that took place or lack thereof led me to believe I was never in the Rough Rider plans for the 2016 season and beyond. I'm like,
Yeah, can you bring up that text again?
well, sure. Like that, because before I was like, okay, there's obviously two sides. Chris Jones said negotiations weren't successful.
Yeah.
But now I'm hearing like there's a lack of negotiations, and that it seems like he's not in the plans. It almost seems like Chris Jones is like, okay, Weston Dressler, we want to cut his salary to this. Do you take it? And they said, well, no, because it was probably like a shit price. And he's like, okay,
$100,000.
huh?
Probably about $100,000.
Well, yeah, but like Chris Jones probably said we need to cut his salary for whatever reasons. Gave him one price. The agent was probably like, well, no, that's a shit price. He's like, okay, done. He's gone. I feel like that's how negotiations went.
Probably.
Which really fucking pisses me off. The thing is, I was willing to give Chris Jones, like when he got, when he cut like half the defensive, like half the defense. I'm like,
Brackenridge.
Yeah, Brackenridge. Brackenridge was getting all. Terrell Mays was getting a bunch of penalties. I was like, okay, that's fine.
I guess.
And I was excited about him coming on because he seemed like a good coach. He turned around the Edmonton Eskimos. And I was like, okay, like I'll give him, a year to improve the team. I'll give him that leeway. Now with the decision to release the best, like your best defensive player and probably your best offensive player, he's got one game.
Well,
if he doesn't win that season opener, lots of Rider fans are going to be pissed off. If he loses 2 games at the beginning of the season, people are going to be just completely angry, I think.
That's not entirely fair, though. You bring in a coach to blow up the team and rebuild it. You got to expect that he's going to get rid of the big salary guys.
But the big salary guys that are still...
Well, Johnchik underperformed this last year. He did. Weston Dressler also underperformed. He dropped balls that he never drops. And I was shocked.
But, again, this year we had kind of not really good quarterback situation. Not a very good offensive situation. We need to beef up the O-line for sure. There are some games where it collapsed. Yeah, defense was just bad from the start. Like, last year obviously it's mostly on the players, but also it's, I think, a large part on the coach, on Chamberlain. I think he just, I don't know what he, like, yeah, he was just, I think he got too arrogant. I think he got, like, it's not me, it's the players. Probably got down, like, that probably didn't help the players' morale. And, yeah, no, but, like, the thing is, like,
think about it in a business perspective. You got 2 guys making $500,000 on a, what's the cap?
I don't know, but
$5 million.
Okay, but by that theory, cut Durant.
Oh, but
he's the top salary guy.
You need a premium quarterback. Everyone pays $400,000 for a quarterback on every team. So if you're not doing that, then you're not. Quarterback's the most important role. Anyone can say whatever they want. It's a team sport, but it is the most important role. And if you think about this, you cut 2 guys, you sign Maurice Price and Sean Lemon, and you still have over $200,000 to sign.
I've never even heard of Sean Lemon before.
He's amazing. Played in Calgary. He was awesome. Went to the States, tried the NFL. Came back. Ottawa overpaid for him. And then, now we've got him. So we've got 2 great players. And I love Weston Dressler, but I stepped away from it, thought about it in a business perspective. You get 2 premium players, and you still have over $200,000 to spend on more free agents.
Yeah. The thing is, if he can put together a good team and find some good young talent, I'll be fine with it. But if the season goes kind of badly, I'm gonna be not happy with him.
My heart says I want Weston Dressler. My brain says I guess it made sense.
So, I had a slight side note I wanted to mention because you guys talking about football and I have a thing. Garrett, bring up that tweet again.
Are you gonna say it's a screenshot?
Yeah, but I mean, I had a comment on that. So our viewers probably can't see this very well, but you can't see it all.
It's pretty
I'm gonna go there. But you're gonna see.
So
Here.
I don't know what you're gonna bring up.
I don't know what your point
It's
is.
more than 140 characters, which is why I think he took a picture of it and posted it on Twitter.
Wait, you can't see the screen at all. Okay, I failed. But basically, it's a whole screen of text, right? Definitely over 140 characters. And Twitter actually announced recently that they want to explore the possibility of not making tweets 140 characters.
Yeah, what
Because
was it, 10,000 or something?
Yeah, 10,000. But basically, it's so because people are just taking pictures of text, and that's not searchable. That's like
Yeah, true.
hard to deal with. So why not just let people make longer tweets?
There are a lot of people who were not happy with that, though.
A lot of people are dumb. It makes perfect sense.
I like that argument.
Yeah. If any of you are watching disagree with me, you're dumb. That's all. Don't worry about it.
Don't be dumb.
But yeah, I don't know.
I'm still sad about it.
The thing is,
To be fair.
the thing is with Dressler, I liked him from the very, very start. After his rookie year with the Riders, I went out and I bought a jersey,
Yeah.
and
Me too.
I've loved him ever since. So I have it's kind of like a very almost emotional attachment to him.
Yeah.
I have a green shirt. It has Bulbasaur on it.
That's greenish.
Well, my Bulbasaur one's more the right shade of green.
Or right shade, yeah. So yeah, that's my rider spiel for the week, a month, a year. Mine's also signed by him too. So that.
But speaking
I'm
of
gonna
Bulbasaur,
have to not wear
yes.
it. I'm gonna have to
I have the perfect segue. Speaking of Bulbasaur, I brought my Bulbasaur shirt because it's green.
Oh right.
Okay.
I knew you wanted to.
Yeah, in March, Pokemon Tournament is coming up for Wii U.
What is that?
I think we talked about this once before, but it's basically a straight-up Pokemon fighting game of more of the Soul Calibur style, where you're one-on-one facing each other, and there's the sidestepping.
I remember vaguely
And
talking about
from
this.
Pokemon, and it's coming out March, and it looks super sweet. I'm pretty excited. You know what?
You like
Yeah.
the turn-based?
Awful.
Yeah.
Turn-based
No, I
style?
prefer turn-based.
I much prefer the core Pokemon games, but I think this is a very cool thing to have as a part of the Pokemon
I
series
guess.
of games.
I'm just not that type of gamer. I don't like those games as much.
No, I'm not Yeah, I just like to play it for fun once in a while, but I think it'll be.
But it'd be almost. It seems to me like it'd be like a Super Smash Brothers, but not quite as.
Is it more 3D or is it side?
But not as intense, kind of thing.
I still think the best comparison is Soul Calibur. If
Yeah.
either of you guys have played it. It's
Yeah, 1v1 fighting
1v1.
game.
You're facing each other kind of thing, but there's the sidestepping, so it's kind of like the third dimension a little bit in there.
Yeah. Okay.
And I think it'll be super cool.
It'd be interesting.
Uh,
I think definitely having a quicker Pokemon would be advantageous in that game.
Yeah, well, I mean, fighting games tend to be fairly fast paced, and all the Pokemon I've seen in there, they've moved around fairly quickly, despite their speed. Because obviously, there's not going to be things like type advantage and stuff like that. It's more of a traditional fighting
How do you
game.
fight with Snorlax?
I don't know. I actually don't know
He's
if
just
we have the full.
He's just super tough.
Oh!
He just sits there and someone
Just
will
absorbs
attack
hits.
him and he's just just bats him away.
I don't know what the full line of Pokemon. I actually don't know if it's been revealed yet. But yeah, I wish I'd looked at it.
Original 150.
No, they definitely have.
That'd be the best.
I know Skeptile was in it.
I don't know what that is.
It's the third generation grass starter, the last evolution.
Chikorita?
Blaziken is definitely in it.
Oh.
Suicune is in it, which is interesting. Having those non-humanoid Pokemon in a type of game that's usually human against human or humanoid against humanoid.
Why
And
is it
it
never
actually looks fairly
crossing
slick
over?
as far as that's concerned. And of course Pikachu's in it because it's Pokemon.
How do we have this?
Sir, what are you doing?
I'm trying to get to this monitor.
Go up.
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 Don't go up along the.
Up. In the middle. There you go.
That's
Oh,
fine.
what?
Why do you have it set up
Why?
like that?
Because when you play
Why?
games, it'll shift the monitor to the right sometimes on the screens.
Okay, for everyone seeing at home,
I want to see it.
Levi has a monitor, a 3-monitor setup, but to get to his right-hand monitor, you have to go up from the middle monitor, which is fucked.
I only do that for recording games.
I stand by what I said.
It's totally fucked. Took me a while to get used to it. I guess we should probably wrap it up soon. Anyone have any other
Talking for a
topics?
while.
So I have one final thought about my shirt before we go.
Oh, I do have one topic, but I kind of want to end with it, and don't let me forget it.
Okay, what is it? End it. Do it.
Finish him!
I basically just kind of want to. acknowledge the many talented people that we lost this week.
David Bowie.
Alan Rickman.
I've heard people say Bowie and
I've
Bowie,
heard
so
Bowie
I don't.
too.
I've heard people on the news say it too, so it's like I don't know what one's right.
It's like Smaug.
Let's not. Yeah, Smaug.
But yeah, David Bowie,
Bowie. David Bowie.
Snape,
Yeah,
Or
Alan
Alan
Rickman.
Rickman.
That's why I'm wearing my 9
9
3/4 shirt,
3/4.
which I got from Orlando, which I've been to twice this year.
Yeah, I've seen
What's
some.
up?
I've seen some really good tributes towards Alan Rickman. Basically,
Yeah.
like
Die Hard.
Die Hard and artists' renditions of like people holding up their wands with like the light, like when Snape killed Dumbledore.
Hey, spoilers.
Uh,
Snape kills Dumbledore?
Or
Kind
does
of,
Dumbledore kill Snape?
Kind of an interesting little tribute that I've seen for David Bowie in some circles is on the Magic the Gathering Reddit. There is in Magic. Well, I know, right?
Okay,
There
sure.
was a Magic card called Goblinkin. So people have altered Magic cards to have him on it because I forget what movie it was where he was the Goblin King.
Oh, Labyrinth.
Labyrinth, yes. So they altered Magic cards to have his face on it.
Interesting.
Yeah, so those guys.
Oh, Alan Rickman.
Kim Mitchell
Never
had
saw any for him.
Kim Mitchell had a heart attack. He didn't die, but he had a heart attack. There's someone else who died earlier this week too, but I can't remember who it was. But like, it's just been like, it's January. And the thing is, like, it's always been kind of like a thing that like celebrities kind of like die in like threes. Like major deaths are in threes.
So who's next? It
I
could
don't know.
be you. There's no celebrities.
Well,
watching this.
someone was bringing up that they were both 69 years old, and then it's like
Ah, 69? Oh,
Donald
sorry.
Trump is 69 years old. Like, please let him be next.
I am not a crook.
But yeah, I think we should have, I don't know, like a toast or a moment of silence for.
I like a toast.
For those guys.
Even though I have.
You have an empty bottle. I have
Cheers to those we've lost. There's some bubbles down there, so that was actually kind of gross. Now they know how much I love them, especially Snape. You were always a good guy, man. I know you're watching Snape, even though your name is Alan Rickman.
I know you're watching, Alan.
Also, him as a real person was probably better than his character. A better person than his character.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, hey, should I play us out?
sure. Yeah. That's our tradition now. Started last time.
We should make a theme song.
You should make a theme song.
The theme song
not
is
musically
called
inclined.
Goodbye, Alan Rickman.
That's gonna be a theme song for the whole
Goodbye,
show.
Alan Rickman. Alright, that's it.
And also David Bowie.
Just hope Ian McCallum doesn't go.
What?
Ian McCallum?
Is that Obi-Wan? Is that what you're trying to say?
No. Ian McKellen. I can't.
I'm getting confused.
Gandalf.
Oh, yeah. That would suck.
Or Patrick Stewart.
That
Even
would
though he
suck.
doesn't really.
Why are you bringing these things up?
I don't know.
Isn't like, who? William Shatner. He's also really old. He
yeah.
doesn't
Really old.
look like it, though.
No.
Have you seen him lately? He looks it.
He does?
Oh yeah.
Whatever. Okay, anyone want to say any final goodbyes?
Like, are you gonna kill me after?
No.
Any last words?
Last words.
Okay, that's it for us.
Alright, tune in next time. Subscribe. Like.
Like, comment, and subscribe.
And go to our YouTube channel, or you're not cool at all.